What's going on, guys? This is Red Ninja bringing you some more zombies with randoms on Kino der Toten. In this video, I'm going to talk about all my tips. I guess I'm going to put my 5 tips and 5 tips together and make it 10 tips to help people get better. And I just want to talk about these things and add more to them. And I don't know if other people have watched, my other videos where I've given out these tips, but, this will just be another repeat of that, but, just what more added to it. So let's get into the first tip. Pro players play fast. It's all about speed. You have to play fast. Even when you're playing co-op with randoms, I think it looks so much better when you're playing fast. You're going through the rounds fast. I'm not into all that porn horn bullshit, shooting in the leg and knifing and all that other shit. I'm all about just kill the zombies, kill the zombies, kill the zombies. To me, I think that looks more impressive, and I'm not worried as much about points, because I get my points, I get the perks I want, I get the guns I want, and I'm not taking downs. But if you want to be a good player, all good players can play solo. You have to be able to play solo. I don't really know any pro player that doesn't play solo as well as co-op. And that's how you're really going to learn this game, and it's really how you're going to push yourself. But you have to play fast. There's a reset time on each of these maps, and in order to get a higher round, if you're going for the highest round, you have to play it fast. That's when speed all started, when people started getting world records and getting 120, 130 on Kino, and it was just they found that they were getting that when they first figured out that there was a reset time. People wanted to get to 200, and 200 was at one time an impossible thing. People in the pro zombie community just figured out, we have to start playing fast, and playing fast is the way a video game needs to be played if you're a pro player. I love speed runs, and not just for zombies, for any game. I like people play Super Mario Brothers speed runs, Zelda speed runs, Mega Man speed runs, any kind of speed runs. It's so cool to see someone just fly through the game and finish a game, super fast, and the fastest that you can. And it's so different with zombies. I love seeing people play 50 rounds super fast on these zombie maps. It's just awesome to see. It's just incredible. So goes into the next step. Pro players use the most powerful guns. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a kind of player that likes the HK and the RPK and the Galil, you're garbage. That's all there is to it. If you like those kind of guns, you're not a good player. It's all there is to it. You cannot kill fast and effectively in the high rounds with those guns. Those guns are good up to about round 20, if that, and that's really all you want to get out of it. You want to use those kind of guns in the early rounds just to get your points up, so you can get the ray gun and the thunder gun and the good stuff. You want to use the wonder weapons. So pro players always go for that setup. If you're playing this map, playing Kino der Toten, you want ray gun, thunder gun, monkeys. If you want to use mule kick, ray gun, thunder gun, and Mustang and Sally and monkeys. Same thing when you're playing Ascension. You want the Gershes is the ray gun, thunder gun, and Mustang and Sally. You're playing Der Riese, you want Ray Gun, Mustang and Sally, and Wonderwaff and Monkeys. This is your setup. These are the best. These are the best guns you could possibly get. So that's what you want. That's what pro players go for. They go for the best guns that they can possibly get because they're playing high rounds. They're not these scrubs that are, if you're just playing 20 rounds, then you don't need those kind of guns. That's why I don't go for box guns when I play these like quick little round 20 games just for fun with randoms. Or if I'll play, usually if I go for 30 rounds, I will go for the ray gun because after round 20, I need something that I need a powerful gun. So, but if I'm only doing 20 rounds, I don't really need anything out of the box. I could just use Mustang and Sally and pack a wall gun, and that's all I need. So, number third tip is pro players test their theories. The thing that's really funny about playing the randoms is the randoms always have these off-the-wall theories of how this game works, and they don't know jack shit about what they're talking about. They think that if you, shoot the box each question mark and jump 3 times and spin around and lay down and then hit X, that you'll get a wonder weapon out of it every time. That's not true. And it's not only is it not true, it's just totally fucking retarded. And the reason pro players know how the game works, really know how this game works, as opposed to just knowing a bunch of bullshit, is because they test their theories. They don't just believe things; they test them. Okay, there's people in these randoms that say, "Oh, if you knife all the or shoot all the electrical boxes, you'll get more drops." No, you won't. You get 4 drops per round. That's the max you can get. So how do we know that? Because we test it. We pay attention. Unlike these low IQ idiots in these random lobbies, they don't pay attention. They've played this game since it came out, and they're incapable of, just I don't know what their attention span is or anything. I mean, it doesn't seem like they're very promising and doing anything well in their life. So it's sad to say, but you have to test your theories. Okay, don't just believe shit or not believe shit. A lot of times I tell people in these random lobbies the truth about how this game works, and 9 times out of 10 I get cussed out, told off, and it just triggers people, and that's because you're dealing with a fucking low IQ idiot. Test shit. Don't just believe stuff or not believe it. Test it. Number 4, pro players play the fastest strategy. They always play a strategy. Anybody that's going to do any well in this game, I don't care, even if you are a scrub that isn't getting any far, they at least play a strategy. But pro players always are looking for the fastest strategy. There's now a new faster strategy on Kino der Toten. It's a triple trap strat, and it's very fast. It's a lot faster than the normal fire trap. You'd actually use this where I'm at right now, this side theater trap, as well as the front theater trap and the fire trap. So I'm not going to really get into that right now in this video, but the strats, pro players are always refining the strategies. They're always refining these strategies. They're very creative. They put a lot of thought in this game, and they're always focused on getting faster. That's what this whole thing is about. If I could just say one thing about pro players, it's all about speed. If you want to if you're interested in ever becoming, I'm not interested really in taking any records, but if you're interested in ever becoming good enough to take a world record on any Black Ops 1 map, you're going to have to be faster. You're going to have to be the fastest. Okay? You're going to have to figure out a way to get faster than the rest of them. That's all there is to it. The same thing goes for Black Ops 2 records. I mean, if you want to, I don't think anyone's ever taken iSlayer's 30 and 50 town speedrun records. because he's the fastest town player. I mean, I don't know if the only other person I know is faster on town or as fast would be Economy Yo, and that guy's really put a lot of time into playing town, and that's another point that I'll get to later. So let's hold on about that. So you have to play a fast strategy. You have to have a strategy. You have to have a good strategy. A strategy that you can do safely. Not everybody can do, just because the strategies that I know are safe. If you're not a good enough player, I guess they wouldn't be safe for you. So, that's another point I'll get into later. So, number 5, pro players do their homework. I've learned everything about zombies from watching the best zombie players out there. I'm always looking for better zombie players. I don't care about, unlike a lot of these, a lot of kids that watch YouTube and shit, they have their favorite YouTubers and they worship those YouTubers. I could care less about the person themselves. All I care about is their skills. That's all I give a shit about. I don't know any of these people. I'm never gonna know any of these people. I'm never gonna meet any of these people, and I'm fine with that for my purposes. I wouldn't expect anyone to worship me either. I mean, if they like my videos and if my videos help them, that's great. That's all I think they should care about. I don't expect. I'm not looking for a cult following or anything like that, and that's how I am. I mean, if there's zombie players I used to have a lot of respect for, and not to today's standards, they're not good zombie players anymore. And I'm fine with saying that. It'll piss off a lot of people for me to say that. I used to watch Steve a lot, but I don't watch Steve anymore. I don't have anything against Steve, but it's just not. He doesn't really have anything to offer me anymore. Same thing with like Relax and End. I have a lot of respect for these people, and but they don't have anything to offer me anymore. I want to learn something new. I want to see there's a lot better players than these guys out there, and that pisses some kids off, and they start they get in their little name calling, and they break all their toys, and they throw their temper tantrums, and it's just stupid. That's not what I'm about. I know there's a lot of players out there, and I'm cool with that. That's just the way it is. There's always someone out there better than you, and I embrace that, and I accept that. I just want to learn from those better players. That's all I want to do. That's all there is to it. I'm not looking to be the best. I'm just looking to get better, and to continue to get better. So in the end, I'll be better off for it, and I'll be happier for it, because that's what I'm about. I want to get better. I'm not a zombies genius. I don't invent all these strategies and all that. But I do my homework, and I watch the best players, and I learn from the best players. At this point, I get better at zombies more by watching zombies. I believe a person should watch zombies 80% of the time and practice 20% of the time. A lot of these people get a lot better at zombies if they were to do more watching than playing. That's all there is to it. You do have to practice. You can't just do this stuff after watching. You can't just be like, oh, okay, I could do that because I saw it. No, that's stupid. Okay, you have to get your lessons. You need to learn, get an education, and then you got to go out and practice it and do it. But as long as you're continuing to play this game and you're not knowing what you're supposed to be doing, you're not learning anything new that you should be practicing and developing within yourself, you're never going to get any better. You're just wasting your time. You're just playing the game. That's why these people in these lobbies aren't any good, and they don't get any better. They're never going to get any better. They don't know what they need to do in order to get better. That's the whole point. So do your homework. Number 6, pro players learn from their mistakes. Anytime a pro player, when I watch my videos, I see tons of mistakes, tons of things that I could be doing differently. and I learn from them, and I say I need to do this differently, or I need to do that. And the most important thing I learn from is my downs. If I get a down, I know not to do it anymore. The way I look at a down is the way I feel I treat a down is like if you touch a hot stove. You touch a hot stove and you burn yourself. That's the first and the last time you're gonna get burned by touching a hot stove. You're gonna learn your lesson. That's how I take downs. When I take it down, I really, take it hard. I play on. I ponder on it, and I sit there and I say, how could I have avoided that? How could I have avoided that? I've been doing this since I've been playing zombies. Since I started playing zombies in 2012, like summer of 2012. Whenever I took it down, and I started to get pretty decent, I was just like, what could I have done to get out of that? And sometimes I didn't have the answer. In the beginning, I didn't really have the answer. I was just like, my answer was like, well, I guess some downs are just unavoidable. That was my answer. But you know what? As I continued to not accept that answer, and I continued to ponder on it, I ended up figuring out, learning stuff. This is how I would have got out of it. This is what I should have done differently. So don't give up on that. Don't sit there and just accept, oh well, some things are just inevitable, that they're just gonna happen. Shit's just gonna happen. No, there's still ways. There's always ways to get out of shit. So you just have to figure it out. And once you figure it out, you won't make those mistakes again in the future. So learn from your mistakes. That's how you're going to be a better player. Number 7, pro players know their limits and know how to play safe. Okay? Whenever anyone has to clutch it, and they're going to clutch it, and they're going to make it work, they know how to play safe. People who play first rooms, they know that are good at it. That are good at it. There's a lot of people that play first rooms that totally suck at it. All right? But the ones that are good at it, they know how to play safe. They know what they're doing. They have a strategy, okay? They're playing very slow and careful. Okay? So pro players do know how to do that, as well as they know how to play fast and risky. But what it turns out happening is, as they get faster and as they get better at getting faster, the way they play fast is actually safe for them, because they're good at it. They're in control. They know that they're going to succeed because they got things figured out. They're able to handle playing that fast. But when it comes to being able to survive, and that's why they survive, because they know their limits. They know how fast is too fast. Some of these players, when they play solo, they don't care. They just go. They don't care if they fall on their face, because they know eventually, and what ends up happening is they figure out how to make it work. And that's what you have to do if you have to take records. You have to be able to play crazy, stupid fast, and you have to be able to make it work. But pro players do know their limits, and they play safe. When I'm playing co-op, I do not want to go down. I don't even try to go down. Most of my games, I don't even come close to going down. And the reason is, and I'm still playing fast, and the reason is because I know my limits. I know what I'm doing. I'm still trying to push myself to play faster, but at the same time, I know what I can handle and where I need to be, and that's why I succeed. A tip I will say is, pro players are not afraid to fail. Now, see, there's a difference between, and this really pertains to solo, because, like I said, all pro players play solo. They have to play solo. So when I play solo, I need to start playing, and I notice a lot of our pro players really, they just play crazy fast. They have to. If you want to get a world record, or you want to get a faster time, whether you're doing a 50 speed run or a 100 speed run, or you're trying to go for the highest round possible, you have to play crazy fast. That's all there is to it. Now, it before, like a year or two ago, the top players that had the highest rounds, They played fast, but they didn't play stupid fast. They didn't play crazy fast. They played like medium fast. They were like balanced out. They played medium fast, but they played safe. And that's why they were able to get the 200 plus rounds. And that's why a lot of the top speedrunners don't have high rounds. They, like let's take Nuker for example. He now has the world record on Ascension. He has 221 rounds. He has the fastest 30 speed run, fastest 50 speed run, and the fastest 100 speed run. The only thing he doesn't have on Ascension, he probably should go for, is he doesn't have the highest co-op round record. But as far as solo, I mean, he's pretty much got everything locked up. And he plays crazy fast. But before that game, his highest round was only 140 rounds. And that wasn't really respected in the pro community. A lot of people, I remember getting an argument with a guy on Twitch, and he was, just totally like talking shit about Nuker, saying Nuker wasn't really all that good. And I think Nuker's one of the best players. He's one of my favorite zombie players. It's not that I worship the guy. I mean, if someone does better than him, but he just continues to get better, and he's the Ascension guy. I mean, I think he's the king of Ascension. And I've always thought that, even when his highest round was only 140. I just always saw it in him. And the reason, like I say, a lot of these speedrunners don't have the highest rounds yet, but that's going to change. Because they play so stupid, crazy fast, they die, okay? Nuker died on 221. He had 8 hours left to play. I mean, I really believe Nuker's going to hit a 230 on Ascension. Just like I believe ZombieTube for you is going to hit a 230 on Kino der Toten. I mean, these guys have, they've been playing fast for so long, and that's the only way you can take the records, is to be able to play stupid, crazy fast. They're getting so good at it, and they're able to handle so much, playing so much faster. They're going to hit these rounds, and they're going to hit it flawless one of these days. I could really see like Nuker and ZombieTube for you one day hitting 230 rounds plus on either Kino or Ascension and doing it flawless. It's very possible I could see that happen. It wouldn't surprise, and I want to see that happen. That would be awesome. But that's because these guys just play crazy fast. They're all about fast trades. It's speed. They got nothing left to lose. They're not afraid to fail, and they're gonna be better for it in the end. Okay. So, pro player, don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to watch a speed run. No matter where you're at, if you watch some speed runs, which I recommend anybody do, watch the 30 and 50 speed runs. Go on YouTube or go on Zombie Records and find out who's got the whatever map you want to learn how to play. Watch the 50 round speed runs, and just watch them over and over and over again. And then you need to, after you do that, you need to just go out there and try to play like them, and keep doing it until you're able to. Yeah, this is a point where I ended up trolling this guy. It was pretty funny. Watch how I trolled this guy. He fell for it every time. Here I go cooking another grenade and throw it, and he picks it up. Boom. Anyways, just having fun with these randoms. But where was I at? Yeah, when you watch these 50 round speed runs, don't be afraid to just go out there and fall on your face trying to duplicate what these guys are doing. You have to do it. It's like learning to ride a bike. A lot of people weren't able to ride a bike at their first time when they were a little kid. They had to fall down, they had to get back up and try. If you know anything about skateboarding, I mean, there's a lot of skaters out there really good at skating, and they're not afraid to fucking get hurt. trying a new trick. Okay, and they'll do it over and over and over again until they're all fucking skinned up, scraped up, and bruised, and even broken at the end of the day. You know, but they're better off for it. They're able to, you know, that's how they're able to learn crazy tricks. So, zombies doesn't really hurt. It doesn't hurt for you to die. There's no physical pain. So just get into the game. Learn what you need to be doing and make yourself do it. Don't worry about freaking, don't worry about freaking dying. And see where I'm playing this game. I was playing like crazy, but then I was like, you know what? I don't want to push my luck too far, because this is co-op. I don't want to freaking die. And so, I got out of there and I'm a lot safer in this spot, running. So I got out of there because I didn't want those Novas to sneak up on me. There's a lot of Novas in this game, so that's an example where, I knew my limits. And then I wanted to get out of this room. I didn't want to get caught in this stairwell. I want to get out of here, see how the zombies start coming up. I was smart to do that. If I would have waited another second, those zombies would have came up and trapped me in the stairwell. So you gotta know what's up with this game. See, this is really risky too, man. I just shot my way through that, kind of lagged the zombies, shoot into them. Gotta understand, gotta play. That was me going into safe mode right there. I knew that shit was coming. So my advice, you want to get better, play solo and play crazy stupid. Just what else you got to lose? You want to get faster, go in there and fall on your face. Play fast, shoot the zombies. Try to stay in one room as long as you can. Go in the MP40 room or something and just run it with the MP40 and see how long you can last. Do stuff like that. Play fast. Don't play all slow and careful. Play fast. Push yourself. Okay? Don't be afraid to fail, because eventually you'll be able to get it. You'll learn from your mistakes. You'll know what to do and what not to do, and then you'll be able to get it done next time. I do that all the time when I do speed runs, and I fuck up and die, and I'll be like, well, now I know not to do that next time, and I learned something new. Number 9, pro players think outside the box. Okay, they're not afraid to try a different strategy. They're not afraid to deviate from what they normally do. They're not afraid to listen to a something new and a new theory or a new concept, and of course they'll test it so they'll know if it's bullshit or not. I could totally see, like, if I say I was getting a lobby with a guy and he said, well, you say you want to try new things, well, let's try running separate areas. Well, the proof is in the time. The proof will be in the results. Okay, if you think you're gonna run different areas and do the same old stupid newbie shit and it's gonna be better, it's not going to be. I mean, goes back to number 3. You test your theories. If something's good by the results. So that's. But see, a pro player isn't afraid to listen to somebody. If someone knows what they're talking about and they got something new and it's totally outside the box, totally unconventional, they're all for it, because pro players are creative. They're always looking to stretch their imaginations, and they want to refine the strategies. They're willing to hear things out. They're gonna test it. They're gonna if there's any value to what you got to say or what you have to offer, the proof will be in the game. I mean, the game will show that where what you're talking about. You'll get a faster time. Some people probably wouldn't have been open to the triple trap strategy that's now on Kino, but if a person explains it and says, look, you hit this trap a little earlier and you run all the way to the dressing room, and then by the time they run through that theater trap, they start respawning in the dressing room and you get less Novas. They'll see that and they'll be like, wow, this is faster. So don't be afraid to think outside the box. There's not one way to just play a game. If you want to get better at it, you have to do something differently. That's all there is to it. Number 10, pro players focus on mastering a few maps, if not one map. I mean, I know a lot of like really top good players that all they do is they play like one map mostly. Doesn't mean they don't play other maps. They play other maps and they play other maps well. But a lot of the top players that I'm thinking of, that I know of, that the ones that I respect most, they have that one map where they're just, the king of that map. Like Nuker is when it comes to Ascension. That's all he plays is Ascension. I'd like to see him go back and play Kino again because he's gotten so much better. But and he's got I think he's still in number 3rd spot on the 50 speed run on Kino. With 1 hour 18 minutes, but he's all about Ascension, and that's how there's a lot of these pros that are like that. Economy Yo, there's a guy who's got the world record for Town with 94 rounds. That guy's played over 2,000 hours worth of Town. Okay, that's all a kid played was Town. It was all about Town. Dressed for the Occasion. There's another guy. He just played Town. He's a Town guy. He just played Town like crazy. He's got a 91 on his belt. That's not a bad round at all. Not bad at all. That's one of the best of the best. Okay, anybody that can hit 90 rounds on Town is not a bad player at all by any means. They're a very good player, and that's kind of like what you have to do. It's like my friend pointed out. I guess he said that Bruce Lee said that one guy that practices one move 10,000 times is more dangerous than a guy that knows 10,000 moves. There's a good reason. I want to talk about this. Is why it's good to focus on like one map. Is because you're going to be able to grow in your skills in one map. Whereas if you wouldn't be able to play all the other maps the same. When I play, that's why one of the things I like about playing like Ascension and any map that has PhD flopper, because I can play really crazy fast in those with the Mustang and Sally's, and it helps me learn to get faster at other maps. Even though I can't shoot the Mustang and Sally's down at my feet, I'm good at using Mustang and Sally's. I know how to use them at a distance, and but it just helps me a lot. It just helps me. So I really think my advice is to pick a map that is like your favorite and just play that map like crazy. Just put a lot of time into that map and just really try to push it and push it and push it. Just really try to push yourself in that map. And I think you'll be better off for it. I think Town is a very good map to be, addicted to if you're playing Black Ops 2. I think Town is a great map. Town is very difficult when it comes to playing fast because you have all that fire and stuff, and you don't have PhD flopper, and you could do those no carp strategies. You could do the no carp strategy, so you'll pretty much get your max ammo. You should be able to get one every round or every other round, and you could just play stupid crazy fast. You get the Ray Gun Mark II and the Mustang and Sally and Monkeys and just freaking just go crazy, and just if you're able to play that, and you'll start to understand the way the zombies spawn, and you just have to really be fast on that map. You have to. That's one thing I really loved about when I first saw Ice Slayer play Town. I mean, he was just he killed the zombies at a distance with his Mustang and Sally. He was shooting before they got anywhere near him. I mean, he kept them cleared out, and I took that and added it to my Black Ops 1 zombie plan. That's why when you see me waste a lot of Mustang and Sally, like I'll just fucking shoot it. I'll waste it. I don't give a shit. Because I want to keep the zombies away from me. I want to keep everything cleared out. I don't, and that's how I liked how he played Town. and I think that's a very good map. Another good thing to play if you want to get really good, and I think this is part of Steve's success. And there's some other good players like Tidy Barbecue. Um, they play No Man's Land. They're like the kings of No Man's Land. Um, that's also very good, especially if you want to be a fast player. Now, Steve's not really a fast player. I mean, he doesn't play fast when it comes to other maps, but he has to when it comes to No Man's Land. And I think it would be a lot easier for him to adapt if he was ever to pick up, go back to Black Ops 1, because he plays No Man's Land, because you have to play super crazy fast. You have to get off your kills before those alarms go off, because every time the buzzer goes off, the zombies get stronger. So you have to understand spawns a lot better, and ways of, there's a lot of technical knowledge that goes into playing No Man's Land. If you want to hit a 400 on No Man's Land, you gotta know what the hell you're doing. So playing No Man's Land is another good thing to be playing like all the time. If that's like all you played, that was great. Yeah, this really pissed me off. This whole fucking game really sucked. I couldn't get that fucking max ammo, and I was waiting for it, and there was like no max ammo. The drops were so broken in this game. That fucking just really fucking aggravated me. This game should have been a lot shorter than what it was, but I just never had ammo because we didn't get max ammos the way we should. So yeah, and I ended up missing that fucking max ammo. But whatever, I was only planning on going 20 rounds. But back to what I was saying is, pick a map that's your favorite and just really, I think you'd be better off if you just played that map like all the time. I mean, if you want to play every single freaking map and every single game, when it comes to zombies, you're gonna be, I don't know what they call it, jack of all trades, master of nothing. You're not gonna be better off for it. I mean, it's probably one of the reasons why Relaxin' is the way he is. I mean, he plays every freaking map with randoms, and he never gets any better. There's a lot of other YouTubers out there. They just play everything with every. There's only like a few maps that I play with randoms. I mean, you see, I play Derice, I play this map, I play Ascension, and I play Call of the Dead. It's pretty much all I really play with randoms. Those are my favorite maps. Those are ones I enjoy playing the most. Other maps just really aren't doable. They're doable. I mean, I play 5 sometimes. I don't mind playing 5. I used to play 5 with randoms quite a bit too. It's just that a lot of them end up quitting early. You're lucky if you can get the 20 rounds before they all quit. And even if you do get the 20 rounds, I mean, I'm pretty much be carrying it all. So, but that's fine. 5's a good map to play if that's all you're going to play all the time. I know a guy is really good at zombies, and that's all he plays is 5, and he plays with randoms all the time. And that helps. I think that's a very good thing to do, is just find a map that you like. It's all about what you enjoy playing. And as long as you continue to push, try to play faster, try to play better, keep trying to push your skills, you're going to be able to do it when you're playing the same map all the time. Because you're not going to have to, you have to adjust and play differently when you play other maps. That's all there is to it. I mean, if you're going to play town all the time and you put all your, put thousands of hours into it, and you're playing, like Dress for Occasion, I can tell you, same thing with Economy. I mean, they've played so many games of town, so many 70s and 80 round plus games. It's just crazy. I mean, anybody that's been that has a 90 on under their belt, or a 91, or anything close to that, they've played so many games of town. I mean, that's all there is, and that's the only way you're gonna be able to do it. You have to same thing when people have been high rounds on Keno. They played so much Keno. You have to do that. You have to master a map. So, like I said, pro players focus on mastering one or a few maps. I could tell you guys like Crumpets and Derek and Ludator. They play Derice a lot. I know the Crumpets plays Ascension as well. They're pretty much playing like a few maps, and that's what they're focused on. They're focused on playing. I tell you, like a guy like Phoenix, he's a good player. He's just got the world record on. He's got the world record solo on Shang for 193 rounds, and now he has the co-op world record at 136. He's played a lot of Shang. I mean, I've sit there and watched him play Shang, over and died. I've watched him play 50 rounds, 70 rounds and die, and he'll just start right back all over again. That's what a pro player does. Pro player is not afraid to fall on their face and get back up. It's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up. That makes all the difference. I watched Dress for Occasion play Town. He couldn't even make it to round 30, and he didn't like it. It wasn't fun. He had people watching him because he's live on Twitch, and he just started right back over. He played over, and then it wasn't even a couple weeks later. Then he was on 70. It's just that's the way you got to do it. You gotta do your homework, and you gotta keep trying. You gotta keep practicing. If you want to just jump around from map to map to map, and you're not gonna get any better doing that. So pick your favorite map and play it. Play it all the time. That's one of the things that is really gonna help you. That's really gonna make you a cut above the rest. It's all there is to it. So those are pretty much my 10 tips. That's 10 tips that I've come up with. I've got other tips that I've shared in other videos, but those are really 10 good solid tips that are gonna make you a good player. And these randoms are gonna score 0 out of 10 out of all of them. That's one of the things that I wanted to do these kind of videos for us, because I was watching the YouTubers that were totally crappy players giving their advice on what they think pro players do, and it was just stupid shit, like opening doors and not stealing kills and letting other people hit the box, and it's just stupid shit, just really stupid shit. And everybody that watched their videos was saying that they scored a 5 out of 5. Of course they were, because you don't have to be good at the game to open a door. You just have to have enough points. You don't have to be good at a game to sit back and let other people kill the zombies. It's anybody can do that. So it was just one of those videos I just saw where everybody was feeling good about themselves because they were like, oh, I'm a pro because I passed this guy's test, and this guy's test was just stupid. And so that's what kind of inspired me, because I think I know a lot more about being a pro than he does. And so that's what inspired me to kind of do these videos. And these are solid tips, and they're tips that I believe anybody, if that is an actual pro at zombies, they're going to agree with. I'm very sure of that. And you're the people that are random people that play in these lobbies that are not pros, they're not going to score any points on this, because they're not at that level. They're not pros, so they're not scoring any points. Okay, they're not going to be able to say, hey, I'm 6 out of 10, or I'm they're not even going to be able to say they're 4 out of 10. Okay, that's I'm not going to be trying to tell you what you want to hear. Okay, you want help, you want solid tips, you want a roadmap a blueprint on how to become a great zombie player, you know, I'm giving it to you right here, okay? And it's probably stuff that's totally, you know, you're not doing it. It's not part of you, and I'm telling you right now, you know, this is how you're gonna make it part of you. And I'm gonna do another video in the future. I think in my next video that I do commentary, I'm gonna take some of these steps and I'm gonna cut these steps in half. I'm gonna take the first 5 steps and I'm gonna talk about a plan, an action plan of what you could do to start implementing these steps. Okay, that's what's gonna be. That's what my next video is gonna be about. I'm going to take 5 of the steps. I'm gonna cut them in half, and I'm gonna talk in detail about a step-by-step plan. What you can do to start playing faster. What you can do to use the most. Tell you, you know, what guns you should be using, and I'll tell you about, you know, what theories you can start testing. I'll fill you in on some strategies, because number 4 is pro players play the fastest strategies, and I'll tell you, you know, what you can do to start doing your homework. I'll give you some names of some players. I'll give you a step-by-step action plan. I won't just tell you these steps. I will give you, you know, I'll add a little more to it, you know, put more icing on the cake, and I'll say, hey, this is what you start doing from now on. When you start playing, you know, a game of Keno, I'll say, hey, you know, when you start playing, get that M14 off the wall and start freaking going window to window and killing and killing and killing. Who gives a shit what these people in these public lobbies think? They're gonna leave the game. They're gonna fucking tell you, who gives a shit? Fuck them. You know, if you play multiplayer, it's the same thing. If you're a badass at multiplayer and you're taking all the kills, you're gonna get cussed out for that. Well, that's about all. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.